to help make calls and make sure things are safe, scanning the track for cautions, whatever the case may be. That, I think, should be a standard practice across the country at every track, at every level.
Absolutely, or somebody in the tower too. I mean, either way.
Right.
I mean, either way you look at it, somebody in the tower, watching over the race monitor. Like, you know, what's the name I'm looking for? The
race director.
Race director. Yes, there you go. The race director.
Right.
Because Jeremy's got a lot going on for himself, man. I got to give him credit for that. He does have a lot on his plate between flagging and making calls and trying to make the best decision he can for the situation that's, you know, been presented in front of him. But, you know, there's guys like me that aren't happy about it, and I'm racing for a championship. I've already had bad enough luck this year. That was just the icing on the cake for that one.
I can understand that. I mean, in all reality. So, if you're the guy at the track, what's the first change you make to make things better?
The first thing I do is talk to the racers and, you know, try to figure out a way we can make this track a little more racy. I mean, I know I'm going to get a lot of text from me saying this, but it needs to be said because, you know, I see a lot of bad mouthing of route racetracks. It's not trying to put Willamette Speedway in the gutter at all because, like I said, Willamette Speedway is an awesome track. I'll still go there no matter what because I love the place. It's a great facility, and my fan base is good there. My family loves going there. But it's a concern that the track, foremost, needs to be more racy and not just a one dominant groove. And, you know, that's where you start. I mean, the calls would be, you know, it wouldn't have been that big of a deal me coming from the back if there was really a top or a middle or anything else other than the bottom to race on. So the track itself for the main events they need to figure out a way to get two lines, not one that looks okay and the other one that looks decent. You don't know until you go out there with the race cars. You know, you got to get something working through the whole night.
So what would have made
that's the first thing I would do.
What would have made the track better Saturday night for you, Joey?
Well, better for everybody. The top was there. It needed water. It just was loose dirt. There was a cushion built up somewhat. It just needed some water. It needed water probably before the modified main. And it would have probably been great for the modifieds. It probably would have worked good for the the Hornets wouldn't have went up there, but the late models and the modifieds, the cars that really need that to lean on, it would have really helped a lot. And it would have made racing a lot better for the fans and for the drivers too.
I agree.
You can see it on a racetrack. I mean, you can kind of go out there and look at it and know, okay, if I sprinkle a little bit of water here, this will, and we work it in good enough, it'll probably come in, and that's what they need to do.
Valid point.
Absolutely. You know, everybody's got input, and I think if everybody has reasonable input, we can all make this thing better from multiple aspects. And when you're listening to the drivers, you know, that's who ownership and management should be listening to, is the drivers, not the fans. Take the fans, they're there to watch. They're there to have a good time and watch the show. The drivers on the track, number one, are the ones that are putting on the show. That's the most important feedback I think you need. Second comes the fans.
Absolutely. And like I said, what I'm saying has absolutely nothing bad against Jerry or anything that Jerry and Jimmy are doing at that racetrack, because they're doing the best they can. They don't really know. This is their first year under their belt with trying to learn this stuff. But, you know, we've had a whole year now, so hopefully, you know, something will change. I'm going to start in the back this weekend. I don't care if money or not. I'm just going to do it anyways, just because I just think it's better for the show. I have more fun coming from the back.
Well, stop. Wait a second. You're in the hunt for the championship.
The championship doesn't mean anything to me now, dude. I'm really out of it, to be honest with you. I like putting on a show for the fans. Honestly, I go to the racetrack to put on a show for the fans. I don't really go there to start on the pole and stink up the show.
Who said that? Who said that, Corey, about 5-10 minutes ago?
I didn't disagree with you. There's nothing more I want to see than the fast guy starting the back. But for a guy who's seriously mathematically in the title hunt, says, I don't care where I start, I'm going to the back, and we're going to put on a show, that's admirable. I mean, Very cool.
Last race of the year. I mean, dude, what do we got to lose? I mean, my car's been tore up all year. It's really that. I mean, I'm going to Bakersfield. I'll take a hammer to it. It really is no big deal with me because we're just gonna get beat up in Bakersfield anyways.
Well, that's kind of a valid point. That's a hard race down there, but man, I'll tell you what. Well, we know one car in the top 4 that's ready to take some challenge money to go to the back. We'll see if anybody else has the nuts to stack up and go with him.
Hopefully I qualify in the top 4. I haven't been able to qualify the last 2 races, but I think I'll be able to qualify this week. I think I got all my oil problems fixed.
We'll find out, and if you are in the top 4, regardless.
I'll go to the back no matter what. You heard it first here on Moxie. I'm going to the back.
Unbelievable.
Hopefully run all 40 laps. Let's put it that way.
I love it. I absolutely love it. Joey, great to have you on the show as always, man. We've had you call in a few times. It's always a good chat with you, and we're looking forward to seeing you Saturday night at the racetrack. And I know that's our last race at Willamette for the year, but we will see you down in Bakersfield for the Budweiser Nationals, and hopefully you can put it on them down there as well.
You know what? I want to talk to this guy in Victory Lane on Saturday after he comes from the back.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, I wouldn't bet against him. Not right now. He's fired up.
Oh, dude, I'm telling you what. That 111 is going to be going on the fence even if there isn't anything on the fence.
He's going topside, baby. I love it.
Do whatever it has to do because this is the last race of the year. I really don't care.
Well, we want to wish you the best of luck, and I think that you're right with some of the opinions that you voiced, and I think the right ears have probably heard it tonight, and we know you didn't do that to be vindictive or it's seriously it's good feedback.
But one thing I do want to say. And I do want to commend you, Joey, personally, is when I came up and you were talking to Jeremy, you had your head about you, you were acting like an adult and very mature about it, and that's what it's all about, right?
That's how you get things solved.
You handled yourself amazing, given the set of circumstances, bud.
Oh, thank you. Absolutely. You can't, when you have situations like that, it really doesn't help to get mad and get flustered and yell about something. You want just an answer, an explanation for the answer, and then, go from there.
Hey. You did it the right way, buddy, but we appreciate you calling in tonight on the High Octane Diecast Hot Pit. Saturday night, the 111's going to the back of the late model field at Willamette Speedway, and I'll tell you what, race fans, if you're not going to be there to see that show, you're missing out. Because Mr. Joey Tanner, he's fired up.
I'm looking forward to Saturday now. I'm not going to sleep tonight. I love it. That is cool.
Joey, thank you, buddy. We'll talk to you soon, bud.
All right, guys. Have a good night.
You too.
Night.
Thanks. Bye.
He's fired up.
Dude.
He came out and says, I'm going to the back, and I'm going topside, and we're going to send it. He's going to let it hang out and go. It's a pretty hot pit.
It really is.
I'm a big fan.
Dude, so I'm now getting back to look at the phone.
Our phones, all 3 of them are sitting on the table, and it just absolutely just blew up with Joey on the phone. And private messages coming into Moxie Media on the message, on the Facebook page.
I'm just going to read you a couple of these, because these are good. The invert sucks, but it puts butts in the seats. I would go to the back in the 38 car. Track prep this year has been lackluster in short words. Another person said the blanking track needs clay.
Wow.
I mean, Joey really stirred it up there. I mean, and Joey's not one to stir the pot much, but Roger
Joey's
Schneider,
also one of those guys you can count on saying what needs to be said. Now, he might not say it in the way you like it, but sometimes you just got to say it. Listen to this. This is I hope he doesn't mind me saying his name on the air on the Swear Trucking chat line. Wes Sayre says one guy in the flag stand can't see everything. 2 in the flag stand is ideal. This is coming from a flagman.
Exactly.
And he's got a lot of experience in the flag stand. I think that's just the way it should be. And that's I'm not talking about Jeremy. I love Jeremy. I call Jeremy a friend. He's done a pretty darn good job this year. But I think 2 guys in that stand would make everything better for the drivers and the show.
Well, we've all been up in the Moxie Tower, and we've all called shows together now. Dom's been up there. You and I have been up there. Warren's been up there with us. I mean, how often this last weekend when I was up there for a short period of time, you and Warren are looking at something, and I'm looking a whole different direction, and then I'm going, turn 4, blah, and
that's boom. How we do it. That's how we do it.
You point, you direct.
Right.
Yeah.
And that's what I love about if I'm talking about what's going on the track and I'm watching the leaders, I know that Dom or Joel or Warren's looking mid-pack and back to see if anything happens to pull my attention back there, and vice versa. If Joel's talking about something, I'm looking towards the other direction to see what's going on in case we have to break in.
Well, and that's the thing, too. It's like, we're so focused about what's going on. We had 3 people up there this last weekend and
looking 3 different directions.
3 different directions, but at the same time, I knew you guys from where your vantage point, because you guys were both sitting down at the table. I was kind of standing up and hunched over looking at the top, and it's like, okay, that guy go to the hot pit. Nope, he went to his pit. I could see him turning off in the pits. I mean, it's all those different perspectives. I mean, I agree with you. Jeremy has done as good of a job as he can being a one-man show up in that flag stand.
So that's the one job at the racetrack you couldn't pay me enough to do.
No.
That and corner flagger. Never.
I do a corner flagger before I did flagger or scorekeeper. Take that scoring job.
Oh my gosh!
No way. No. Those two positions, you can have them. You can have them all day long.
You know what? I'd rather scrub toilets than be a flagman. Straight up.
I won't argue with you. We're in the same bathroom, buddy. We're scrubbing toilets together.
Really? When did you get the operation so you can come in the bathroom? I do.
Well, on top of that, all the effort that he puts into it, and then the verbal abuse, social media abuse,
right?
It's ridiculous.
It is. And Jeremy was, or not Jeremy, but Joey was talking about some things. I've had some things that I've questioned this year that I'm still not too sure about on rules. One of them is caution flags. When a caution flag is thrown, how they determine we go back to the last completed lap or not, because I've seen the situation go both ways.
That one's always been a touchy one for me, because
what
do they consider a completed lap?
Well, here's the thing. I'm glad you brought that up. This is something I wanted to bring up and talk about, because we have seen on a couple different occasions this year where the leaders come across the line. Okay? That leader came across the line. In my mind, that lap is complete.
Right.
The leader crossed the stripe, period. He goes under the flag stand, goes into turn 1, caution comes out.
But here's the problem you're going to run into.
Wait.
Go ahead.
So the caution comes out. The top 2 or 3 cars are racing together. They go into the flag stand, into turn 1, spin on the backstretch, caution comes out. Now we go back to the last completed lap. That lap that leader just completed is now not complete, and we go back to we just started lap 39. Now we go back to lap 38.
Mm-hmm.
I don't like it. And I've talked about this, trying to understand this rule, because once the leader crosses the line, that lap, this is the thing, and this is why I say this. If you go back to the last completed lap, you have to wait for the whole field to cross the stripe. We're going to spend 16 months trying to get one race done.
Yep.
Well, here's the problem, though, Corey, is where do you draw the line? Because if the leader crosses the line and he's got a dandiable lead on the field,
doesn't matter,
and the yellow comes out, okay, where the rest of the field, the 19 other cars, haven't completed that lap.
Okay, so here's the argument you're going to get from me on this.
Okay.
White flag comes out. Leader comes in and takes the win. Oh, there's a caution on the last lap. Do we go back to the last completed lap? No, because the leader crossed the stripe. That is a completed lap, period. That's the way every lap should be.
Time out, though. You said the white flag's out. Therefore, you race back to the checkers.
Okay, so he completes that lap. But there's a wreck behind him, and you can't finish the lap because the whole field didn't cross the stripe.
Folks, they're both standing up.
But do you see the argument that I've got?
I see. They're all valid points.
The laps go to the leader. When the leader crosses the stripe, that lap is done. If you got to wait, example, we're in a 100-lap race. Let's just use 100 laps. We're on lap 40, and we get a restart, and there's a wreck. Oh, go back to lap 40, and we get a restart, and there's a wreck. Oh, lap 40, get a restart, and there's a wreck. We can do this all night long. Every time you get a green flag and you come around and complete that lap, that is lap 41. The next is lap 42. The leader crossed the stripe.
Let's just say 50-lapper, because on a 100-lapper, caution laps count.
Doesn't matter. I'm just talking about when the leader...
I get what you're saying. I get what you're saying, dude. I totally get it.
When the leader crosses the line, that's the lap.
It's a convoluted issue.
It's not. It's black and white. When the leader crosses the stripe, that's the lap. It's in. Does anybody disagree with me?
We're waiting for the swears truck.
I want to know, because I mean, am I nuts to think that way?
Well, you're nuts, period. But I don't know if thinking this way has any part of it.
I won't argue that either, but the thing about it is,
man, whatever Joey did, he got us all jacked up.